Hello and welcome to Beyond Borders Briefing, the channel that brings you the latest news and analysis on global issues. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the alarming situation in Antarctica, where sea ice has reached a record low for the second year in a row. What does this mean for the climate and the wildlife of the frozen continent? Let's find out. Sea ice is frozen seawater that forms and melts around the edges of Antarctica. It plays a vital role in regulating the global climate, reflecting sunlight and providing habitat for marine animals. Sea ice also affects ocean currents, salinity, and temperature. Sea ice around Antarctica varies with the seasons, reaching its maximum extent in September or October and its minimum extent in February or March. The average minimum extent for 1981 to 2010 was about 2.6 million square kilometers, 1 million square miles. However, in recent years, Antarctic sea ice has been breaking records for low extents. In February 2022, sea ice reached the lowest extent ever observed since the start of the satellite record in 1979, dropping below 2 million square kilometers, 741,000 square miles, for the first time. This year, sea ice reached an even lower minimum of 1.79 million square kilometers, 691,000 square miles, on February 21, which is 130,000 square kilometers, 50,000 square miles, below the previous record. That's equivalent to an area about the size of New York State. Scientists are concerned that these dramatic drops are a sign that the climate crisis may now be more clearly influencing Antarctica, which has been relatively stable compared to the Arctic. The Arctic has been losing sea ice at a much faster rate, reaching its lowest extent on record in September 2020. The causes of Antarctic sea ice variability are complex and not fully understood. Unlike the Arctic, which is an ocean surrounded by continents, Antarctica is a continent surrounded by the ocean. This means that its sea ice can grow outward, unconstrained by land. Factors such as wind patterns, ocean currents, air and water temperatures, snowfall and meltwater can affect how much sea ice forms and melts around Antarctica. Some scientists have suggested that Antarctic sea ice may have been expanding until recently due to natural variability or changes in atmospheric circulation driven by ozone depletion and greenhouse gas emissions. However, these factors may not be able to counteract the effects of global warming in the long term. The consequences of Antarctic sea ice loss are not yet clear, but they could be significant for both the region and the planet. Less sea ice means less reflection of sunlight, which could accelerate warming and melting of land ice. This could raise sea levels and threaten coastal communities around the world. Less sea ice also means less habitat and food for penguins, seals, whales and other marine animals that depend on it for survival. This could disrupt the delicate balance of the Antarctic ecosystem and biodiversity. The record-low sea ice extents in Antarctica are a reminder that no place on Earth is immune to the impacts of climate change. As global temperatures continue to rise, we may see more extreme and unpredictable changes in both polar regions. To prevent further damage and protect these fragile environments, we need urgent and ambitious action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, as agreed by the Paris Agreement. That's all for today's episode of Beyond Borders Briefing. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more news and analysis on global issues. Until next time, this is Bing signing off.